I know y'all want to see what I got to say about Chris Rock and Will Smith. Honestly, I'm still processing that shit my damn self. So now, man, we reviewing The Eyes of Tammy Faye today. This movie is about the life of Tammy Faye and her husband, Jim Baker. They started a gospel TV show back in the mid-70s and mid-80s. And they made a whole lot of money off of just getting money from donations and people calling in. That's just the background on Tammy Faye and her husband, Jim Baker, before I get into what the movie was about. The movie starts out with Tammy Faye as a child. They're showing her going to church one day, and she had like a Holy Ghost type of episode in church one day, and it changed her for the rest of her life. She was like a child when it happened. So at this point, she feel like she needs to spread the word and talk about Jesus. By doing my research on Tammy Faye, do I believe that she caught the Holy Ghost at a very young age and it changed her life? Yeah, I do. This is all going on in the 1960s. Just to give y'all a timeline on what's going on or when it's going on. As Tammy Faye gets older, she goes to Bible college. Here is where she meets her future husband, Jim Baker. They get married, and that gets them kicked out of Bible college because you're not supposed to be dating any students or marrying any of the students that's in the school. So they plan after they got kicked out of Bible college was to get on the road and start preaching from city to city until they can get enough followers to start to open their own church. But it didn't really happen like that. It probably happened better than that, for real. They met a guy who owned his own Christian TV network. He let them do a gospel show for his network. And I'm just gonna keep it real. The show blew the fuck up as soon as they aired it. And people at the TV station was getting jealous from the very beginning of them. They had Opps. While Jim Baker is working at the TV station, he creates another show, another Christian show called the 700 Club that's still running to this day. And I think he probably started that like in 1970 something. Tammy see all this success that her husband Jim is having, and she decides that she want to start her own gospel show as well. They give her her own gospel show, and that shit blows up immediately. So I'm pretty sure her husband's show blowing up and she just started the show blowing up. Like the people at the TV station that they working for probably, I know they getting hot as hell. They had Opps. The thing about Tammy Faye's show is that she was inclusive and that she accepted gay Christians, and she didn't think that they were no different than straight Christians. And at that time, that was unheard of, mid-70s, mid-80s. She was like one of the only people that was openly, publicly accepting of gay Christians. This made the people that she worked for at the TV station madder and madder. They had Opps. Jim and Tammy Faye are super rich at this point, so they're tired of dealing with the TV station and they have enough money. They just start their own TV station separate, and that shit blows up too immediately. So Tammy Faye has her own TV station now, and she can make the shows how she wants to without anybody breathing down her neck on what type of shows she should be making. I mean, she got wild with it. She even had somebody on her gospel TV show one time selling sex toys, and she didn't get no backlash from her followers. I mean, they were disloyal to her. People love Tammy Faye, the people that follow her. The people that didn't like them, I say the people that was at the TV station, started putting out articles in newspapers about them taking the ministry's money and using it for just personal items. The truth is they was spending their money on themselves and buying personal items, but I thought that's what the preaching and pastors do at every church. They also started putting articles out in the newspapers that Jim Baker is gay. At the same time, his wife Tammy Faye is starting to make gospel music, and she getting a little too close to her producer. So Jim shuts that shit down and she stopped making music. After their second child, Tammy gets addicted to painkillers and starts popping them all the time. Even before like every gospel show, she would pop a pill before she comes out on stage. At the same time, Jim is on TV begging his followers for money. He had like those telethons where he sit up there and shame his viewers out for hours at a time. He tell them if they don't donate any money to the church or call in and donate some money, that sickness will attack their family. So I mean, you see this on TV a lot, but he was doing it back in the day, mid 70s, mid 80s, on TV, just begging people for money. Jim also ends up cheating on Tammy Faye, ended up telling her that he cheated on her, and also that the girl that he did it with is working with the people that don't like them from the other TV spot or other TV station, to expose them and bring them down. The girl did end up telling and exposing him, and this was like the beginning of the end, because they also had a mole within their organization who was running back to them and giving them like all type of information about where their money was going, exactly what they were spending it on, and just all type of stuff that they didn't want nobody to know. Jim eventually caught a fraud case and ended up owing the government millions of dollars. They ended up having to sell back everything they owned, and Jim ended up going to prison for the fraud case. Tammy ended up dying of cancer in 2007. If people look up Tammy Faye and see what she was about and check and see what people said about her, you'll find that she got made fun of a lot for wearing a lot of makeup and crying on TV a lot. I think she was a real deal Christian who loved and wanted to help people genuinely. She just married a man named Jim Baker and got caught up in some bullshit.